Mountain Dew League, MSI, Xfinity, and ESEA.
We do see G2 fall in the first. It was a war of attrition back and forth all the way on Mirage. I'm joined by Chad and Yanko to talk through this one here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk. Hello, handsome compadres. Let's talk about this one.
How was your venture?
It was fun. I kind of forgot how to cast, actually. I need another map.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're just warming into it.
Well, because you don't realize that if you, like, for example, I host pretty much 4 days a week for 365 days a year.
Yeah.
You kind of just do it automatically.
Yeah.
I forgot how to cast for like.
You were in cruise
a couple of
control.
rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, you were just letting Henry do all the talking.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. No,
It's
you
very-
normally
he
have really
outfitted
good
me a bit.
casts. Did you have any good rounds in that game, do you think? Any good
No,
moments?
it's the ridiculous round that I shouldn't have got and the actual cast I should have got is next time.
Next time.
Next map.
Okay, next map.
Yeah.
That volley diggle on B was pretty good.
It was, but I was kind of overwhelmed by the rage that Henry had in his stomach as they full rushed into a stack against an eco.
Yeah, but it's G2.
That didn't help.
They do
No.
those things.
But now, you know what? Actually, let's start with that conversation just because I've got a real clear picture of how Henry feels about the situation. Just vinegar boiling up inside of him. But Yanko, the kind of conclusion he came to was it's just lazy in-game leading. What do you make about that?
I don't think necessarily. I think rushing on an anti-eco is fine. You know, you have the numbers. People rarely stack a bomb site from the beginning of the round, right? But I think when it goes wrong, it looks terrible, and you question why would you ever do something like that. I honestly prefer it when teams in anti-eco rounds group up more than them going for a default, spreading everywhere. Then you get one digged on mid by a guy from Cat, you're 4v5. Then someone pushes apps and you have no one there because the guy rotated, you know, and the round just falls apart horribly. So I'm fine with people grouping up. Sometimes they maybe are lazy in a sense that they just say, let's rush B, but they don't know who throws which flash, what they're going to molly off, or they're going to throw any of the smokes. In that sense, it might be a bit lazy, but if you actually have a couple of roles set
We're talking about.
in that execute, I think it can be fine.
Yeah, there's only so many approaches you can have to an anti-eco round. I think rushing the P bomb site, it depends on the order that we're talking about here. Let's say that we're talking the game just started, you won pistol, they force sport, you converted. Now you know, or you have a really good feeling they're going to take a full eco on that third. A hard B then is fine.
Sure.
Even if they stack B and they only have USPs, you're mowing them down day in, day out. It just really depends also where it fits into the scheme of things. I agree with Yanko in the sense that, you know, if you do the default spread and wait for pushes and people get a little bit hungry, because you know there's always that one teammate who, you know, he wants to take that pick that he probably shouldn't, loses that gun, the AK gets picked up, the round falls apart. You know, there's risks, there's pros, there's cons to everything in life, Alex. So I don't think you can get mad at one single approach, but there are certain things which you need to consider when doing a rush B.
Understood. Okay, and with all of that nice said and done, we do see G2 fall. North picking this one up. What did you make of North's performance after a sloppy Copenhagen game to beat G2?
I think they did a fantastic job of actually exploiting that B bomb site on their T side. Even on like rounds where they only had P250s or even just like low buy rounds, they were constantly getting into the B bomb site and getting the bomb down. So G2 obviously that's a weakness for them. That's something which North did a great job exploiting, and I think that's a props to them because they had good executes to get on there, and then once they got the bomb site, they're able to hold on to this round. So
it is such a difficult site to kind of theory craft attacking. There is just, you know, one, if you're lucky, two avenues of attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's strange because there's so many positions you need to worry about, what types of setups, right? Is it a bait setup with both players towards B? Is it a crossfire setup with one player on Cat? So an interesting approach, that's for sure. But for me, G2, the problem for them in this game was not losing both pistols. It's just that, you know, they would win a pistol but then lose the force buy. So they didn't have early control in either of these halves. And seeing as how they still need more time, that's almost a necessity for them in these games early on.
I have to keep in mind as well, this is the map when they did have shocks in the team that Apex was in-game leading. Now, I'm sure that has changed. I'm sure Apex is no longer doing the in-game leading on this map. I'm sure that it's probably MBK. Well, it would seem most likely to me, right, if I had to theory craft, it would be he's going to take the reins, he's going to do all of those fun bits and pieces.
Yeah, and fun bits and pieces indeed. We're going into our next map, Overpass. Just a kind of a brief TLDR of expectations. I'll start with you, Chad.
I think this is a really good map for G2 if Apex is feeling it. He finds very good spacings and timings on the T sides throughout their defaults. So if he's feeling it, it's going to be a great way for them to find opening frags and avenues into bomb sites.
Okay.
Flipping the switch, Mertz, big pressure on him being the main AWPer, the only real AWPer for North here.
Dynamic AWPing needed, Yanko. I guess it's just prediction time from you.
I feel that if North can play their normal game and not suck, they should win this map. But how they've been playing lately, there's definitely a chance for G2.
A chance for G2, and I'm going to go ahead and stroll back over to my casting compadre. Let's see if I can work this thing out once again.
Let's make it less awkward than last time.
Yeah, I think so.
Slip right in.
So you start talking about your life, and I'll do this.
Hold on the cough button as well. That might help you out.
That's really smart.
That is going to be good, isn't it?
Clever.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, the final map of the evening. It is going to be North versus G2 on Overpass. I thought it would be Inferno or Cash. Those are the likely options, but Overpass does come into the fray, and we're going to see whether G2 can bounce back here. They're going to be starting on the CT side. Armor purchased, of course, and we're going to see if there's any interesting bits of information here. Any PT50s, nothing at all on the T side. 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, 5 Glocks, and most teams do favour the B sites in these particular rounds. We'll see what can be done as we get into round number 1. Kit available for body, and we'll be often not going to be going towards B, at least not just yet. They go towards the connector. We'll see access to B through that. We're watching for any CT aggression towards middle at the T steps.
How was that?
That was good, actually. Didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That was
seamless.
Right back in.
And now we're in. And we actually get to see a pistol round this time as well. Does look like we're going to be seeing that little dastardly trio charging themselves straight on up. We're going to be seeing what seems to be quite a passive setup from the CTs. Admittedly, on the pistol, that CT aggression is slightly less important. And here comes NBK. Nice work from him with I was going to say 1 tap, but no. Instead, empties his clip and now caught off guard. He's going to get aggressed on by Kirby, and that should be the sight. On the rotate now, G2 heading in.
Apex gets one with that P2000. Another
P2K.
Absolutely. They can push. Oh my god, what is this? They've got the bomb out of there?
What?
No.
You naughty boys!
That's so sick. Now they've locked Valder in as well. They'll be able to get one more, and that could be the round. What a cool that is. Get to B.
MSL, just like a graceful ninja descending towards the B bomb site. That's not, you don't see that every day.
Yeah, through the smoke as well. MSL gets one more. Valder could finish things off. Not meant to be just yet. Mixed well with the kit. Bombs are defused, which is getting about towards the halfway point now. MSL sits on the side. That's so smart. Really well played from him. And he'll just be able to take him down, execute the back of the head. And there it is. A really nice call from MSL and Co to jump down to T steps and manage to C steps and go for the smoke and get towards B. Valder holding the flanks, gets a couple more kills, and MSL to finish things off in the 1 versus 1 where he had great positioning.
That must have felt so weird from the G2 camp. Just the fact you've rotated through bank, there's nades down, people are dying, and then suddenly you realize, hang on a second, there's no one here.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Lovely work, and that does bring North a very important pistol round. The question is, can they convert it? They know it's G2, they know that Kevlar and CZ is going to hurt. Their positioning at the moment does seem to be just a little dabble of aggression towards toilets, a double stack from them. I do see a scout in play again. Looks like it's starting to make somewhat of a comeback. We saw Mertz on map 1, this time NBK pulling out to try and do some damage for his pistols to finish off.
Here we go, towards long they go. Very common area on the anti-pistol rounds, considering you've got the AK-47s, those rifles. Stay with a 5-man pack. Got a bit of shots being exchanged towards middle. Valder did get tagged up to 30 HP, but they will be committing towards A. All in this point, we can see there's 4 CTs waiting on the steps. This could be real dicey. There's a meat grinder waiting on the other side, but MSL shuts it down, tears it gear from gear, and manages to leave body. It's pretty much one of the situation the shot there.
7 bullets later, and AZ does close it out with the UMP. Took a bit of damage, and, well, looks like Apex will finish the job NBK started with that scout, so that's something. Just a 1 frag for him. Cheeky 300. Maybe spending the rest of his time now just trying to keep hold of his armor. He's got full Kev and helm there. Was going to get questioned, and with knife out, AZ does demise. That's going to be a UMP, I believe, so this is working out for him, at least in the short term. Not for much longer. Kirby takes him down, and all of that hard work. Not necessarily for naught, but not for much.
Well, there we have it, Alex. It's going to be the full eco now for G2. They're going to have about $2,000 per player. Kenny has a bit more than forced by in that second round, so he can bring out the AWP up against Mertz in the first gun round. That will be quite an interesting battle. We are impressed with Mertz's skill, but his inconsistency is a bit of an issue. As we'll see whether North keep 5 players alive here. Got the map 10 in hands of the aforementioned Overpass. Looking to find a couple of kills and stay alive. That'd be ideal. We stack 5 players on this side of the map for French squad. Well, I say French.
Yeah, what do we say now?
I guess it is still French. He's got 4
French
Frenchies,
roster.
right?
I do want to know Mixwell's French. I think we should give him a French test next time we see him at an event.
I'm sure that's going to be one of the key questions whenever he gets to the first event for this team. It's like, what is your
What can you actually say?
Like, 'cause the thing is, you think about SK now bringing in Stewie, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole team not speaking Portuguese anymore. They've never spoken English in that squad. Is that going to just
It's mad, isn't it?
completely ruin the chemistry? Is that going to make things very difficult for them?
Because I'll tell you now, I don't think Stewie's got much Portuguese in him.
Yeah, I don't think so
I
either.
don't think he's got, maybe he can say obrigado. I think we learned that one too.
Vamos.
There you go, we're ready. Yeah, it'd be really funny if Mick Wells was sitting there going, me and my family play football on Sunday.
Mon frère.
Yeah, my brother, my
J'habite la maison.
sister, I live in a house.
And avec mon frère,
Yeah.
j'adore the chat.
Ah, you love cats.
Yeah.
Ouais. Je voudrais au foot. I'd
I
like
love
football.
Yeah. Pomme de terre.
Potato?
Yeah.
Nice.
Apple of the ground.
We've got some serious GCSEs going on.
That
here.
is my F level GCSE coming in there. I got graded F. I thought I did really well
An
in the very
F?
good exam. Yeah, I got an F.
Did you turn up to the exam?
I did turn up to the exam.
Okay.
I didn't really do the coursework. That was
Ah,
the problem.
that's
I was
the-
just like,
yeah.
I was in my youth. I thought like, well, I thought I was smarter than the system. I was like, you know what? I'm never going to need that.
So screw it.
I'll concentrate on the things I want to be good at because I knew what I needed to get into college. I wanted to do.
So you'd outlined
So
it already.
I knew I wanted to do ICT at college. So I
Sure.
was like, well, French is not going to help me there.
So nail IT, nail
Yeah.
maths and English.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
get
I
out
was
of it.
I know I wasn't the greatest academic, so I thought let's focus our resources on the things that matter and leave everything else. On the CV, you don't even put down the French result, just for everything else.
No need. I mean, I remember panicking about my GCSE results and then realizing that it really doesn't matter, actually.
You can just lie about it as your life goes on. No one's going to be
No,
calling up a school and
I
going,
just wanna-
"Hi, did Alex Richardson actually get that
I do
D
just want to
in
clarify
geography?"
because you've probably got lots of 16-year-olds viewing this going, oh, I knew it. Everything's okay. I don't have to worry about
That's a
GCSE.
good point, Alex. Stay in school.
Stay in school. GCSEs
To
are
get into college,
important.
you do need the
Because
results. You do need the official card.
The reason we're saying it doesn't matter is because, of course, once you've got your A levels, your college degree,
Once you graduate from university and everything, then it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
You do need those results to get to
get
college. So yeah, I
Okay.
guess that is a good one.
good disclaimer before
that is a good
our
point.
viewer base.
I've always
decides
said in my
to
interviews and
drop
stuff,
out.
I've always said, don't quit school to be a commentator or anything like that.
Don't
like,
do it.
You've got to have a backup plan. You've got to have different pies going on at once.
Get your thumb in all of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to make sure when I tell people about casting and stuff, sure, get into it, have it as a hobby, but make sure you focus on school and stuff, and then you've got at least avenues you can follow
Absolutely.
if you have to. The only thing I'll say about English universities, for me, it was a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
I only went to play CS full time. I will say that.
I do also agree that university is more
Like, it
than
was a
just
bit
an
more of a
educational
culture when I was
system.
brought up. I was like, oh, do you go to uni, man? You'd be by yourself, drinking with the boys.
Like orange juice.
you don't have to work, you just get free money from the government. It's gonna be a real good laugh.
Yeah,
Orange
free, of
juice
course,
too.
until you start paying it back and lose all your money. As I've discovered this last year.
I didn't actually have a loan.
Yeah,
I
all right,
had the
CGS.
CGS money coming in, that bank.
That is such a setup. Just play Counter-Strike, pay for university.
The only thing that seems so small
What
fry
a
these
dream.
days. Like these players now are like 18,
Yeah.
like making like 10k a month. Like they could pay the whole the tuition fees for me were $9 grand
Yeah.
back in the day. They could pay that in 1 month. It's like,
That's
here you go.
so mad.
Here's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's a different world now, a different landscape.
A different world, but the landscape at the moment is just, it's complete disarray. I'm a little uncomfortable right now. Just like, if someone quickly drilled me to talk about all the roster changes, I don't know if I could keep up.
All the rumors, the changes, the potential.
Yeah, like
big moves
someone was
coming
going
in.
somewhere, but now they're not. But then he did, and whew.
He backstabbed him, and then
Yeah, and
his
he hates
team.
him now, so he doesn't play with him, and his contract's, ironclad, so we never get to see him out of that team or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
It is crazy. Like, there's so much money coming into CS:GO now. Like, we're kind of hearing rumors of potential £1 million transactions. That's like
Yeah.
90s football right there. You get Premiership League football. That's what they're paying for the players.
true.
Like, it's getting there so rapidly. Like 4 years ago, a transfer would be like a few thousand, maybe 10k tops.
I remember
right?
Scream was his transfer fee from G2 was 100,000.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "That's record breaking. That's
Yeah, that's
incredible.
insane.
That's ridiculous. 6 figures for a transfer of a player."
And then like you got simple like kind of allegedly around like 500 to a million mark now, depending on who you talk to.
yeah, that's just madness.
The thing is, the only thing I will say about that is it's never like when a football signing happens, let's say like Thierry Henry goes to LA
When
Galaxy,
was the last
whatever,
time you watched football?
you get told, oh, for a disclosed fee of £10 million, and like it's a big thing. It's
Sure,
like, wow,
sure,
this is great. Like, look at the money exchanging hands. This team will be able to use this. We never get told in these sports like what it is. Always a very secret figure, Like it's never really disclosed.
I guess, yeah, and it doesn't. I was gonna say like, oh, public company, but
The thing is, like, I'd want to be celebrating. We just made this huge investment into this player. We're supporting him. We're going to be giving him all these resources, and we have the money. I think like it's a cool thing to talk about.
I think it's going to be more over the table as time goes on.
I think so. I think like especially with all these issues with having your contracts and like things going on and people like causing rumors and stuff. I think if everything's a lot more out in the open and done through agents and everything like that, then it's going to be a bit more.
But what really kind of confuses me is what's the point in being cloak and dagger when it does seem like it comes out anyway? You know,
yeah,
like, this
the
whole
guy's been
leaking
talking about it today on
culture,
Twitter. Like it's just like every roster change gets leaked anyway. Like
you may as
guys
well
like
do it properly and then be
PK and
ahead
everything
of
like
it.
that. Like they seem to release everything accurately before it even happens, you know. And it's getting to the point now. I think Thorin made a very good tweet earlier. Like the fact that like you say like one person says, "Oh, I've got this news. Don't tell anyone. I promise you won't tell anyone." Then they've got one close friend and they say the same thing to them.
Of course.
Everyone's got close friends, right? So all of a sudden it does get out, and all of a sudden you tell the wrong person, and it all comes out. And it just seems to happen. I don't think there's been a surprise roster change in quite a while. Like something that's like, "Oh my god, it's actually happened." Like maybe Mixed World G2 is about
I've
it.
got one though.
What?
C9's Orpa. The only info we actually have that's public is
Nothing stream.
well,
That one?
I saw Tarek said on a stream. There we go.
Yeah, nothing said on the stream as well.
Oh, he said you won't expect it. That's all I've heard.
Oh no, nothing actually said it on stream.
Oh, who it's going to be?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all.
It's already on front page Reddit. He did say it's going to be JDM.
Oh, okay. Well, that's ruined then.
Yeah, so it's front page Reddit right now. He said it. I don't know if that's true. I actually don't know that time. Like normally I have some sort of insight.
Nothing's just getting his wooden spoon out.
But I think he said
it.
it. He's running down the roster. He's going, oh yeah, well they've got automatic still. They've still got rush, and then they've also got JDM coming. And he's like, kind of like reading it
Oh,
off.
he didn't think about
and
it.
he didn't realize like what he'd done. But I think it was like Tarek and him as such close friends. You see at events like that makes sense to me.
Yeah, of
that
course.
JDM was going to join. But that's all speculative. We have no idea.
We don't. I mean, I was getting really excited because I was sitting there like, dude, what about one of those new AWPing prospects from EU? Like, imagine Woxic in Cloud9 or something like that. Just like a complete curveball. I'd be well up for that, especially considering this whole project is very new. It'd be cool to see more new names in it. FNS leading, for example. It's going to be.
That's a weird one. You're going back to like the CLG core now, you know,
Yes,
and that was never anything too successful. FNS has had time to develop his skills. He seems like a better fragger these days.
He does.
He don't use in complexity for what, like 2 weeks or something. I saw like his welcome video like 3 days ago.
He joined
like,
Complexity?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean,
So
I didn't
he
even
came to
know.
complexity. They probably like shifted him for 3 times the amount. It's like, yeah, you want him?
Sure.
Seem you're a bit desperate over there. We're going to just charge you 100k for this one.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the best money he's actually
Business.
ever made.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
yeah,
Ocelot. Ocelot made so much Skrilla,
Yeah,
didn't
from
he?
G2.
With
like,
that scream in and out, gets him for free,
Got
sells
him for
him.
free, then sold him for over 6 figures. See you later.
Oh,
Cheers,
man.
lads.
Anyway, back into the Counter-Strike.
good
That was
podcast.
fun. All right, let's jump straight into the action as we are going to be seeing what seems to be aggression towards that party/long area. CT's not interested in any early aggression. You can see from Kenny, and bearing in mind, this is the map that lends itself so well to some aggressive CT AWPing.
Oh,
Instead,
absolutely.
Kenny is just playing very reserved, jumping for info. And he's going to get a big boatload of it at once. Here come the nades and the frag. Connects onto MSL. Needs a second. Not going to connect through the smoke. Instead, though, it's going to be Apex holding the line, trying to catch them on the cross, but they're doing the damage. She's done the dirty onto Kierby. 3 versus 3. They're taking a lot of beatings, and that's spectacular. Takes the head off. Now just one man remains. AZ's got no HP and no hope. Looks like he's going to get the first, and so hope's starting to be manufactured here.
Yeah, this is actually looking like you get one more kill. Perhaps good positioning, nice idea. Low HP, couldn't commit much further than that. So yeah, just trying to keep himself in a position which has been a tricky shot for them, but a lovely play from G2 there, keeping a couple of players alive. And there will be another gun round still available for North. That was like almost a bonus round. You can see the money's still really strong for them. MSL can drop the AWP. They might want to take a pause here, yes they do. Just to work out who's going to give them that AWP. KRB can drop it. MSL can as well. It's a very AWP-centric map. You do need it, especially in Kenny S on the serve. You can't have him bullying you and just running around and doing whatever he likes. So
I did always wonder. I mean, Mert seems like a very confident player in the server and out of it, but I do think when you're first introduced to a new roster like North, of course, I'm kind of rolling back a couple of months here. When you suddenly find yourself in a server, a game that matters against a player that's so prolific and has such a history, tenured history as an AWPer, whether or not you have these AWP v AWP duels, it does feel like we've kind of fallen out of that.
I think he knows that he's good enough to go toe-to-toe with them. Whether
it's
he
all
can
about
beat him is another thing.
self-confidence,
You have to be confident in your ability to play your game. You can't, like we discussed this earlier on the desk, you can't have so much respect for someone that you're scared to even do your AWP role, right? You've got to be confident in your own ability, know his tendencies, download his demos, and respect him in that sense. Like, know what he does, get your information, what he likes to do, and then try and see, why he does this, how does this benefit my game? How can I see his exploits? What can I do? What are his weaknesses? Everyone has weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
So you just got to try and play your game, maybe play a little bit more defensively against Kenny, or maybe you go with some really high-flying antics and try and take him down in some of his common standard picks. But I think it's fine. Like, it's not like the case of like Mo's like, guys, maybe I should rifle this one as Kenny.
I
He's
know,
still gonna
I
give
know,
it,
but
he's gonna give it the best he can.
I do find the concept very interesting.
Oh,
Just to
absolutely, yeah.
how does that affect your gameplay when you suddenly maybe there's an element of you that perhaps is second guessing your decision making when it hasn't been rewarded. Okay, so just received word that actually talking of Mert, he may not necessarily be able to continue playing here.
Why's that?
It seems like a bit of a ping issue. We've had. Where is his ping? I don't see it in my mind.
He's off the server.
He's gone. He's disappeared. It's just the UI that's lying to us.
So presumably that means it will relocation of server, or is it?
No, I think that we're going to get a stand-in.
No.
That sounds like.
You're going to bring in the new coach?
Acor is apparently stepping in.
Who's Acor?
Acor, you know Acor?
Oh, Acorn.
I don't know.
Acor.
It sounds.
Can you do some intel for us?
Yeah, I'm going to go work on finding who the hell.
So we've got Acorn coming in.
Is it Acorn?
I don't know. I've never heard of Acorn. I assume he's like
Acorn,
some
drop the
tier 2
N.
Danish player.
Acor, HLTV. Okay, I found him. He's called Frederick.
Okay.
He's 20 years old.
Is he playing the academy team?
He plays.
Go to the very top.
North Academy.
Yeah,
okay. Solved it. He's played 300 maps. Interesting.
Coming in.
Acor from North Academy could be stepping into the server. I imagine that's quite a scramble right now at the FC
Is that
Copenhagen
be fine?
ground.
Like, is he presumably he plays Mountain Dew League or something like that? For maybe they don't. I have no idea. Presumably, I don't know. They're probably not in Mountain Dew League. So,
yeah.
but like, if he's on another roster in the same sort of realm,
yeah, I'm with you. There is so many different rules and.
I guess it is. Like, we obviously the admins are going to be there discussing it. So I guess that's fine. Match will be paused. Alex, this might be another podcast situation while this all gets sorted. So we're going to have to move on to a topic. Let me see if I can grab one out of thin air here. Let's have a look. North,
I've got one for you.
Go on.
Do you mind?
Go on.
Why do we see so little of the M4A1 now? I mean, I know. I mean, I can answer my own question in terms of why the M4 is so much more powerful.
Sure.
But do you not miss it? I mean, I kind of liked the diversity
I think
of the choice.
the problem is Valve did their classic. It was actually like it was one time it was like 70-30 split in terms of the M4A1S versus the M4A4. Then they thought, let's go and get that to 50-50. Instead, as Valve normally do, they changed it to about 95-5.
Over adjustment.
And they have there's maybe 3 top players now that really consistently, maybe like 4 or 5. But they really kind of send it home and keep using it. Carrigan does. But like, it's down to roles, right? Carrigan will normally be in a bomb side at the back trying to get that one kill, right? So stealth is his best option. He doesn't want a really loud weapon. He wants to be getting kills through smokes and kind of holding in corners, hoping for that one kill. So some players that suits their playstyle, right? And Forrest is really accurate and likes to burst, so it makes sense for him. This is a bit more accurate, but the thing is they reduced the rate of fire on it. That was the big problem.
So dramatically.
And it just felt so sluggish after that. Like, its real benefit is it could dump a load of bullets so quickly. Those big spray downs, lots of explosive damage coming in. But I don't know. It was really weird by Valve how they haven't addressed that. Like, surely drop it in for 6 months, hasn't worked out the way you wanted to, then we'll kind of adjust it again. Maybe give it 20 extra bullets just in reserve. So you've got like,
especially as this game and Valve in particular, they're so keen on everything being used.
Oh, that's the thing. Do you remember when I don't think I've really told this story on stream before. When we went to go test this game in the very first instance, in 2011, the first ever beta testing, it was like pre-alpha.
Really like run around.
So the M4 and the AK were not actually viable weapons in the game. It was the P90 and the Bizon were the best weapons. So we were asked to play a show match against, it was my team Epsilon versus Very Games at the time, which was like Shoxy, RPK, Existence.
P90s
we played a show
match,
and the only guns that were really working were the Deagles, P90s, Galils, AKs and M4s. They'd gone so far down the rabbit hole of thinking we need to make every gun viable. They'd gone so far that idea, the M4 was actually a bad gun. It was actually not even good. I was like, I had a meeting with them, because the French guys at that point, like Shoxy didn't actually speak any English at that point. So I had to lead the meeting. They kind of told me what they wanted to say.
Okay.
And I was like, you've got to keep the M4 and the AK. And I know what you're trying to do, I can see it. But that is a mad idea that you're trying to remove the most iconic weapons from the game. You're trying to basically make them redundant and bring in your own narrative into it, like, oh, every gun's cool. And that's fine to make all the guns viable, but the fact you're removing 2 of the main weapons from the game was a massive problem for me. And I'll tell you another thing as well. I actually told them at the time, you need to be like League of Legends with your matchmaking here. It's really cool you're bringing that in, but they said, like, it's just going to be like, there won't be a 5-on-5 like clan matchmaking. I think that was where they missed a trick. If they could have done that with proper League and sorted out the anti-cheat perhaps, I'm not really sure of the issue or
there's a lot.
the solution for that. That's a completely. Let's say that. Let's just curve that for a second. But if you did get ranked 5-on-5 to give people the proper clan experience, they haven't got to go through IRC. They haven't got to go through ranked S or ESL clients or Faceit or anything like that. They can get the clan experience and go up their respective leagues. So you look at other games, you have like Gold, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can rank with those leagues, and then all of a sudden, once you get to Masters, we've actually got these teams here. We've got G2s and Norths waiting there, and you can actually compete against them if you're good enough and actually earn exclusive skins. So say you finish gold 1 or something, you get a skin.
Yeah.
I actually said these things. This was like 6 years ago, and I was saying these things to them.
I
and
love
still,
that idea.
we haven't got it in the game. That would revitalize. If you think about it, Overwatch matchmaking is really compelling because you can get into the top 500
Very
right?
quickly as well.
You can get to the top 500, be the top most prestige players. Sure. And CS, you can get to global elite, which everyone can get to. Everyone can get to that rank.
If you play enough, you will be global elite.
It's not hard. It is so disappointing they haven't put more time into.
For a game that is so team-driven as well, the idea that you can't
it's
necessarily do
Counter-Strike,
that.
man. It's got to be clan-based. And they said they were going to. Their initial mission statement of CSGO, they were going to add matchmaking. There's
A group match.
there's screenshots of the initial statements on Reddit, like to this day, and they never went through with it. I'm really disappointed. They could have done so much of this. Update the GUI, add matchmaking, add exclusive skins, and that'd have been great.
Oh, that would be so spicy.
Just so so Acor's in, he's from the North Academy. That kind of puts a bit of a dampening on the game.
And he's AWPing.
And he is AWPing, so maybe he's the North Academy AWPer.
Okay, well, we'll see how this
That
one
might even make
plays
sense
out.
if they're not Mountain Dew League or anything like that. Like, just get him on the roster as a backup.
This must be so surreal for him. He just gets a quick, like, WhatsApp
If I
message.
guess
Like,
Kenny S, dude, can you...
hey, man, so, yeah, here's the thing. Come play a game versus G2.
Yeah, Kenny S is AWPing.
Yeah, he's like scrolling through Reddit. He's like, wait, what do I have to do? Oh, okay. Boots up his Counter-Strike and now finds himself at round 5 of Overpass versus G2. What a journey he's had this morning. Let's find out, though. Start the morning, Alex. We're deep into the evening. Anyway, Mixwell, nice work from him. 3 swift frags, North melting, and this will be the end of that one. Valda locked out by a smoke. 5 players staring him down. They know exactly where he is as well. And they have the bomb in their grasp. This is not looking prime, and he realizes just maintaining his weapon would be a dream scenario. However, 30 seconds, he knows they're going to be closing in an MP9 with his name on it. But no, Kenny takes him down, and we do have G2 second. 3 from Mixwell. That was round winning.
Absolutely. Discombobulated, right? Just got Acor on. He's like, am I AWPing?
What am I doing?
So yeah, it didn't look like the cleanest of executions. Mixwell, good job on the spray down, absolutely. But money might be in the bin at this point. Acor 2K. He had to make his mark on the server. Only played 1 round, of course. Kenny S with the AWP should have free run of the server, as he'll just be up against P50s and Glocks.
Look how aggressive they're being as well. It looks like the CT deep now into Underpass. It's Apex. Now, by throwing that smoke, usually it indicates it's going to swing that door open and peek towards short. With the flash, there it is. And now, oh, it's horrible. Look at it.
Oh,
Look at the damage the whole team.
He's done like 200 damage there and got
there's
no
more.
kills.
And a Molotov
It's
to
a
chase
barbecue. He's done like 300 damage now, and he hasn't got a single kill.
That's ADR right there.
Yeah.
That's your average damage per round, just getting
goodness.
inflated. Gruesome stuff from Apex. He doesn't. I don't think he necessarily realizes just how crippled he has left North.
Yeah.
And he may very well finish the work he started. Here you go. That's 1 at least. Acor falls. Second soon to follow. He's done all the damage and now he converts. Double kill from him and they come hunting. Eventually he will be punished, but wow, what a round from Apex. Just making sure that this eco is not going to be rewarded.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes how influential he was there. But there we go. It will be tied up at 3-3. I expect G2 to run away with this game now. I don't like to lie to the audience. With Acor coming in, I don't really have much hope for
You've
them.
lost your star order.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And obviously, he might have filled him for them a couple of times. Maybe that's why he's been on the roster. Maybe the whole of North Academy are on there, just to kind of like, right, we ever need you, you get a chance.
Yeah,
Cool
I mean,
job.
that's the Academy dream, isn't it? This is a dream for him. I mean, if you think about it, what better platform?
Showcase yourself.
He's got himself an assist. Now that he
off the
does
mark.
jump into a weapon round, though, he's going to be able to actually do something with that AK. Feels less like a chocolate teapot. And now Kenny and Mixwell bringing in that double AWP, and I do want to see some aggression. Go on, Mixwell. Just glance towards Monster, push towards short. There's so many options. Kenny's providing some aggression for us, though. Eyes over the smoke. And Apex is joining him. This is what you like to see, a bit of a kind of combo. He's going to draw their attention towards him, and now Apex pushes. It's perfect. G2, 3 swift frags, and that's the round already.
Yep, tied up, put a bow on it. It's all over. It's going to be AZ and Valda. Now just Valda. As AZ will go down towards the monster tunnel there. Bomb down, and Valda will be left in the playground area. A chance to use the seesaw. There's no seesaw there. Is there
a
slide?
seesaw? There's a... Okay, so we've got
Some
nice swings. What was your favourite playground
I think
instrument?
the what's it called? The roundabout? The round?
Yeah, you're roundabout.
Is it called a roundabout?
Yeah, the ones which
Doesn't
you
feel
can
right.
jump on and spin.
Yeah.
What was it? It was a roundabout. Let's stop being silly here.
I'm just going to get on the park
you're
and go
thinking-
use the roundabout, man.
No, it doesn't sound right. Hey, Henry, got off the
Do you have a
roundabout.
seesaw?
Merry-go-round.
The merry-go-round?
Is it? No, that's the thing with the horses
I think it is a roundabout.
and stuff.
That's a car thing.
That is a car thing.
playground.
Wait, hang on. Let me just think about it. I'm going to the park. There's a slide.
Got your bottle of cider.
Got my bottle of Blue Lightning.
Okay, well, either way, we know what I'm talking about. I like the roundabout. It felt like the most extreme ride because you could, as a 15-year-old teenager, you were strong enough to really get someone on there and like ruin their day, but to see how fast they could go. Like, you ever see those clips of people with their mopeds on them?
Yeah, with the back wheel.
And then like some guy flying off, like
sent off into orbit. I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, I used to love those videos. They were my favourite.
Oh.
That was a lot of fun. They were all British kids as well, every single time.
I feel like
every time. It's like, for some reason, when I was growing up, especially when I was like 16, like everyone's dream was to have a moped. I don't know why. That seemed to have died out now.
Yeah, that was a
cool. Craze, isn't it?
Yeah.
You were 16 because you drive them when you're 16 or 17.
That's right.
So everyone at school like could get a moped. It's like, wow, that's so cool, man. I used to beg my mum. I was like, Mum, please, I want to be cool. Let me have the moped.
You can go to town.
Yeah. I want to go down the shops, down the co-op. But it looks like a B-rush here with the pistols. So that's why we have a little bit of fun here, guys. It's good to have fun sometimes, especially when there's a...
Valda's having fun. Double. Ooh. This round's not over just yet, but looks like Apex has something to say, and a rather loud 3K from him from Heaven should just end any of the dreams that Valda started to craft, and Apex, well, he is on the warpath 4. Soon to potentially be 5 as well. The last player is cowering. Will make his presence known towards Graffiti. Kirby hunted down now. Apex wants that ace, and he'll take it. 5 from him.
He's been playing well tonight.
Been having a great time.
He has been, I'd say, the standout player for the last 6 months. Woo. 14 kills.
I do feel like he's kind of broken the mold as well, by the way. I get really annoyed at myself when I go, so Apex has to hit those entries. He's got a lot more to him. Like, it's the entry fragger tag is kind of... Yeah, there's much more depth to a man that doesn't just run into a site and get 2 kills and die.
He's great all-round rifler. Like, he really is proficient. And even when they're in massive slumps and losing games, he's always putting up decent numbers. Like, he's been the MVP for them for a while. There it is. You see that good form coming in. Going for the ace. Going to see the whole ace, Alex. You don't want to miss anything.
Absolutely, yeah. You have to make sure. I'm sure there's a timeout going down. That's the reason we're getting to see the whole ace.
Yes.
And now we jump into round number 9, it seems. Maths is... Oh, that was really good math. 5 plus 3 plus 1, 9. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here all week. Try the veal. Have a little look on A-Core. Has he got a frag yet? No. A-Core yet to frag. Oh, a failed Molotov. Now that's going to give him some freedom that he wasn't anticipating. And he is back on the AWP. Perhaps he's just been shouted at, told to try and fill Mertz's shoes to an extent, likely familiar with the player himself. Yeah,
they were in a team together, I assume. I have no idea who replaced Mertz. It was my understanding of the situation that they were in a team together. Yeah. See, we did a throwback to your little comment.
Yeah, that was nice. Instead of assuming. Yeah. It was my understanding. Oh, it's so good. It's so jabby. I love it.
Understanding of the situation is...
I feel like you're going to use it now when you're raging at me in Counter-Strike. So, Alex, it was my understanding that I was going to AWP. It was my understanding?
Yeah, that's quite good.
Okay.
Well, 5 and 4, A-Core. With the AWP, capital R at the end of his name, wants to make sure he's standing out of the crowd.
You have to be cool, yeah. Or, oh my god, it's Roka from North America.
He's managed to penetrate the Danish CS scene, learn the language.
He's had a face transplant.
20 years old.
He's lost a couple of years, shaved off, got a new birth certificate, and he's put his name backwards just so that we can't work it out.
That's crazy.
That's clever.
X-Files level.
Headshots and such. And it will be MSL.
I like his style in brackets. Headshots and such. That's a style. Yeah, it's a style.
Yeah, he's got really cool fragging style, like the headshots and such.
Yeah.
Be sure to check that out, by the way. Just type in headshots and such, and you'll find it on Reddit. Wonderful thread of a beautifully naive
my favorite Reddit thread of all time. This is maybe relevant because we saw Envy earlier.
Yeah.
Is when this guy had like been looking at all the pro setups for Volunteer, and he found Scream was like use a different keyboard configuration. He was actually using like Z, E, F, and R to move. It was like. It felt really weird to begin with, but after a few games, I really got into the swing of things. I'm managing to kind of really think about my movement because it's so difficult to move around corners.
Yeah, like
kind of
counter-strafing's actually a two-hand
all of a
job.
sudden, he realised that the French don't use a QWERTY keyboard. They use something completely different.
And the ZERTY keyboard.
Yeah, right? And it was just like, dude, that's got to be the stupidest thing that's ever happened.
So actually, I've got a keyboard in front of me. So they use a ZERTY, right? So that means that Z is where W would be. So he was moving forward with Z.
Yeah, it was something so strange. Then this guy was using like, I'm kind of seeing what the benefits of that are now. It's actually kind of cool to think about your movement. You can't really press the keys too much.
Beautiful.
And it's just like, it's just I woke up that morning, it's like, that really made my day. It's like,
absolutely.
It was such like an innocent thread, but people gave him gold as well. And I was like, there you go, mate.
Yeah. I just love the like I wish I would have been there to kind of soak in the realization. And here we go, we're charging in towards the B bomb site. Kjaerbye's going to be the spearhead of that assault, but Apex is yet to snap it off because Apex with 2. Nice and quick. Kjaerbye, however, has got himself a triple in the round, and now with bomb loose, site control, this is an unlosable round. They cannot afford to lose this now, North. They've been struggling to get themselves into it since Acor's arrival. Kjaerbye is just going to win them the round wholeheartedly. 4 frags from him, and now just left NBK on a scrap of HP. It's down to Acor and Valda just to finish the job, and it will be Valda to wrap it all up.
Has Acor got a kill yet?
He has. Uno.
Uno, nice.
Thank you. Spanish.
That is Spanish. That's absolutely true.
That's for you, man.
16 kills for Apex, just to note. He's having an absolute barn burner. We've only played 10 rounds as we get into a timeout for G2 here. They did lose that round, so there's kind of establishing what kind of funds they have to operate with as they will manage to open things up. And we'll get into the next round momentarily. Here's Apex. That wasn't quite enough though, was it, Alex? As he got taken down to Kjaerbye to finish things off. A couple of damage inputs him up. Look at the cash. Here we go. So
what's the sitch?
It looks like there's enough for a buy, I would say. What kind of buy they go for though? We'll just have a little teaser there.
You know, I've never noticed that water to the right side. It's like shining water next to the trash bags. We saw it as we panned over it. I've always thought it was just slap bang next to the wall.
Make a YouTube video, man.
Yeah. Hi guys,
New secret
machine theory crafting. So I've been thinking, put a smoke down there, you can actually boost over it to a perfect level.
This is what I've been thinking of. Me and Anders and theory crafting.
Oh, talking of theory crafting, that should just be the... What?
Ooh, that looks a bit off.
It looked like he stopped a bit prematurely.
That's
we
fine.
good, we
That's
Gucci.
fine.
Yeah, perfect. That's actually relatively deep. That was well lined up, and you can see the effect of it relatively immediately. So immediately, AD has no lines of sight towards Monster. Perfect work from that. And so, we'll breathe it in. We do see this aggressive hold from the CTs. I really like this. Once or twice in a half, you go for like a 2 or 3 man stack in towards connector.
Kenny has the shelving as well.
Yeah, that's brutal.
It's going to be nice, looking towards the party.
Whoa, crossfire.
Not really much you can do with that one. Nevada's like, well, there are 3 people in there.
No counterplay to that, and Kenny's going to catch the bomb. MSL's dropped it loose, and now Kjaerbye, he is in trouble. He knows eyes are going to be locked on him from connector, and there it is. Steps out, attempts to go wide, and it's just going to be the end of him, his demise. Other players are scattered. Acor's forced to start relocating. He's got a mammoth task in front of him. Just moments ago, he's probably playing some Far Cry 5 with his dogs.
There is a dog in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Every good game has a dog these days.
Name
Fallout.
another good game with a dog. Fallout, good one.
They've got Far Cry 5.
What about that? The Last of Us. Is there a dog in that?
There's a dog in that as well.
There you go. Get it. So there you go. That's the formula.
Get a dog in.
Get a dog in.
And
there.
they use it as a big PR campaign as well. Like Far Cry, were going around. I used to run events, so I used to follow this stuff. They had they took the same breed of dog in every country and like had him like a really well trained one to just sit there.
Really?
They hand out free copies of the game, yeah.
Oh wow.
And they just like let him sit there with a little bandana on.
Yeah, and of course we humans are suckers for dressed up
costumes.
dogs. Yeah.
They have no idea what they're doing, what they're looking at. It's like, why have you done this to me?
Yeah.
And it's like, you look really cute. Oh my god.
And he's just
Do you ever dress up your cat? I'd say
So
you definitely have ones. Easter.
I don't dress it up personally.
Okay.
However, my girlfriend does put him in a Santa outfit on occasion.
I think Santa's the only one.
Oh,
my god,
I
I
hate
hate
to
to
see
see that! No! So yeah, I think Santa one is cool because well,
Why is that
we've got his
suddenly
little
okay?
we've got his little Maltese dog. He's like looks like a little lamb. He's just white,
Yeah.
and you put him in like a little Father Christmas outfit. He looks so ridiculous and cute, and it's just like, well, okay, that's a pass. Like Christmas,
But you mean like
everyone's
general-
allowed to join in with the fun.
But you mean like general clothing as in, oh, what are you doing? You haven't got your bandana on.
Yeah,
That kind of thing. Maybe
yeah,
not.
I don't know. Like every event has to seems to be an excuse to dress your dog up. I think that's a bit much. But Christmas is fine. I think that's
Just 'cause they
everyone wants to
look
get
so
involved. They know something
stupid.
special's going on. They can feel it.
Yeah.
They're part of the
They're
fun.
looking at the tree.
One of the guys just hanging
got
out.
some
You
stupid
get, like,
little Santa
you
hat on
get
his
some
head.
like some dogs like stocking with like dog treats in it and stuff like that.
Oh,
He's
that's
going
cute.
nuts.
Yeah. I've always wanted to make like a kind of secret life ambition of mine.
And he's like, hey, Coy, I think Mertz's ping's actually okay now. Do you want to
Yeah.
just gonna... thanks, man. I'm just gonna cheers, dude. You're cool. You're cool.
So anyway, I had a life ambition, if you would
Yeah,
mind.
go on, sorry.
It was my understanding I'd finish my sentence.
No, that is true.
I have like a small ambition to make like at some point in my life, like a dog cake. You know, like actually like get all the ingredients and make a cake that's suitable for dog consumption.
Okay, you don't have a dog, so which dog would you have?
No, I know. I'm saying,
life ambition.
I might at some point have a dog, and then I would make it a cake.
What
with,
kind of
like,
cake would it be?
I don't know, like tuna.
A tuna cake. Is that a cake?
It's a dog. It doesn't want chocolate. It'll die.
They can't eat chocolate, but I'm sure there are bakery treats
You know,
you can
cats
have.
can't taste sweetness. They can't taste sugar.
They don't even know, like, a dog will go mad for ice cream.
Yeah, my
But
cat
cats
eats
don't.
cardboard, so there you go. Moving into the Counter-Strike, though.
You and him chowing down some cardboard.
Yeah,
Like,
wake
hey,
up,
bro.
step in some vomit. It's got loads of sellotape in it. It's lovely. Nice one, James. Appreciate you. Make my life better.
He'll be getting it done. That's a nice little flashbang as well.
Ooh.
4 on 4. North back and forth here. Remember, Acor is from the academy team. Mertz had to bow out considering his ping. We had a few ping issues earlier as well.
Yeah, Nico as well, yeah. Oh, look at the amount of nades all in quick succession. That will force body off position. However, they are not going towards the B bomb site. It doesn't look like G2 have fallen for the ruse. Instead, nice and set up, and Kenny is perfectly lined up for at least one here. That's the first, and second soon to follow unless the flashbang is as good as that. Acor, Swift takes down one. And now into a 2v2. Time is not the problem just yet. They're already on the bomb site, and the bomb is going down. Acor, nice positioning from him, catches Apex on the rotate. This is a round. As soon as he gets that AWP out of his hands, he's finding much more success. Of course, just to remind those at home unfamiliar, he is filling in for Mertz, their AWPer, and therefore perhaps the only one who has the opportunity to be filling in that AWP role.
Well, this doesn't look too good for Body. 2 versus 1. He's got no kits, no nades, and no information as to where the remaining T's are. He'll assume they're towards the bathrooms and realise his time is up, and he'll be falling back with no kit. Does pick up one now. He'll be struggling to even stay alive at this point. He'll retreat. He'll be fine at this stage, as the bomb will be going off momentarily. Body to save the AK. North still in this game though. 6-6 on the T side, especially. Of Overpass, very CD-sided map, and we'll see MSL survive from 4 HP, but Acor with 2 frags in that round, so well played to him.
The explosion radius on Overpass is actually a bit kooky, isn't it?
It's mad.
Sometimes you just get really caught out. You've run halfway away from A, and then levels is a thing, and suddenly you're forced down to rebuy your Kevlar. Now, what's the sitch here? Okay, Babai is a bit messy. We do see NBK in with the MP9. I'm kind of happy that there's less Kriegs ever since he
He's
became
kind
the
of
in-game
given
leader.
up on that whole thing, hasn't it? It was a weird month.
Yeah, he did have a bit of a strange 4
Like a
weeks.
mental breakdown, perhaps. It's like, guys, I'm making the Krieg.
Or maybe because of Shox' wrist, he kind of just felt like, okay, someone has to make it up.
The thing is, he just essentially wasted 2 months of his time there, you know. Like,
tried.
He didn't really do anything for you, and now you're not doing it anymore.
He did it for the scene, you know, so the whole scene could see it doesn't work.
No one's given it a go since. So he didn't get one high like did with that Krieg. Like,
I think he got a 2K once when he was
Oh yeah, and then it
saving.
got Reddit because of just 2 kills have happened. Get it on.
Oh, he's saving his rifle. He's got
Yeah.
2.
And it's like, okay, well, it didn't. You would have got that with an AK as well. Like, I'm still so underwhelmed with that
Yeah.
idea.
See how this one plays out then, as it is
Ooh,
a full
wallbang.
weapon run from North, and yes, the wallbang does connect, and that's a huge scalp to take. With the Apex gone, that's going to severely hamstring G2 defense. He's been instrumental in keeping those bomb sites safe. Now though, NBK, he's got an MP9 and he's going to be pressured. You can see the little wiggle of anxiety as he realizes that they're not going towards that B bomb site. He knows he's about to encounter a whole lot of heat. And now he has an opportunity, and he seizes it. Didn't lose too much, down to 73. Goes for the repeak, and that's the end of that.
Well, there we go. Kiabi opening things up after the wallbang attempt was successful. They'll have the man advantage here as well. 30 seconds remaining. So have to triangulate themselves towards the B bomb site. They have got smokes, Molotov and flashbangs, but taking a bit of a gamble here. Both the CT players on the B side still going to remain strong on this side of the map. As 20 seconds comes in, Body with a good flash. Struggling for vision himself. He gets 3 kills, Alex. That's really well played. Looking for the 4th. That's a fantastic round from Body. Been known to be a strong anchor on the B bomb sides, but that is phenomenal. And gets G2 right back in the driving seat here. As we say goodbye to the North money. The flashbang is so good. He's even there blind. Gets 2 here and then the 4th as well. Beautiful
That transfer
stuff.
is gorgeous, and this last little finish as well. Only 2 bullets in the chamber. That's all he needs. In the absence of Apex, it's going to be none other than Body to deliver. And so we look at 7-6, nice and equal spread, and this time though North are in a bit of a dire straits in terms of money. Just Kyobi's AK and no utility to speak of for him. And so it's AZ's Deagle who will be the first to fire, and through the fire, in fact, Apex does find
Is
one.
that worth?
Doesn't look too great. In fact, that's going to put rifles in their hands and a numbers disadvantage for G2. This has not gone well. Was it worth? Is it a quick question to answer?
Yeah, 98 damage from the Molotov, and you give up a rifle and you've lost the man advantage. I think he was pretty much done for anyway. He had players all around him, and he didn't want towards the middle, but standing in the flames didn't seem like the best way to operate that. Either way, still with a fighting chance here with 3 players alive. They have given up some rifles though. Good play from Mixwell, only good for 1 though. 3 on 2. Kiabi using this opportunity to make his way towards the side. Flashbang sees from the CTs. Bomb will be on its way. Still over a minute, so don't have to rush this one. Body looking to replicate the form from the previous round. Gets the first. Little wall bang once again. Flashbang right to the face, though. Takes a lot of damage for Kenny S there to pick up the pieces. Could it be enough? Valde, incredibly good in these situations. Goes for the fake plant. Enough? Not quite. Misjudges where Kenny S will be. Kenny S will take him down. 2 kills for him, and that's got to be no money at all for the Terrorist Forces in the final round.
Yep, not juicy at all. There should be a 9-6 half then for G2 unless something colossal goes wrong. 3 frags for Acor so far. It's a tough life standing in. He's been thrown in right into the frying pan.
Out of the frying pan?
I was thinking he's been thrown into it.
Into a, he's been into a fray. It's on like
as if he wasn't previously...
He's in the fridge right initially, then he's in the frying pan.
So he's kind of like...
loses the game.
Then he's in the fire. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a 3-stage process.
Okay.
So now he's in the pan.
Sizzling away.
Yeah. A little bit of oil.
Lard.
No one cooks with lard anymore. Where are you from?
Actually, yeah, it's
lard?
Really
just a little spritz of oil.
Yeah.
Spritz, that's a good word. Don't say that in Germany, though. It's something else. Whoops.
Okay, moving on. And here we go. What's all this?
Oh, his tricks of the trade have been removed.
How it all works.
Aha. Camera
angle.
angle.
A 9-6 in favour of G2.5. That's a more convincing scoreline than I thought. I thought with Acor coming in, they'd be running away with it. But North doing a good job to actually at least make this competitive. We're not going to roll over. They'll still be fighting valiantly here on Overpass. G2 not looking. You think at this point, this super team really has lost that moniker at this point.
Oh,
they really.
I mean, they didn't ask for it in the first place.
Well, true, but at the same time, like we had so much high expectations for them. Like this is going to be the team that separates the men from the boys. You're gonna see some lights out stuff. They're still not looking like,
on the same
still not looking
team.
Amazing, are they? They're looking okay. But against North, who just didn't even get to a grand final. They've already lost the first map to North, and now they're kind of struggling against North at a standing at this point. It's like, when is this going to happen? That's my question. Like, I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying when is it going to happen.
I mean, and when they did look good. I mean, I'm talking about like the Pro League finals in London when they had that incredible grand final. That was, you know, lights out Counter-Strike from everyone. I do think it's just at times it's just a question of motivation. When you've done something for so long, and in your eyes you feel like you've kind of quote unquote peaked, it can be very hard to find that inspiration once again. Not making excuses, but definitely a reality for some people. And here we go. A nice little crossfire from the CTs will be rewarded. A double, 2 for 1. Oh, and Valde is so precise. Another 3 headshots, and already this round is over. This will be North trying to close that gap, and I say it's over. It is Apex left. He's doing some severe damage. He's down to a 1v2 now from a 4. This
could actually get a bit dicey. If he gets this kill, all bets are off, but Acor holds his nerve.
Nice work from Roka. Headshots there.
Headshots and such.
Let's watch that again, because that's
this
first kill,
awareness to turn around. It's like, hi, boom,
goodbye, hello. So fired 5 bullets and got 3 kills. Not work from him. Good work from him, rather. And another scout. This makes me happy. This the scout resurgence. It looks like his job.
Are you a scout user?
We've talked about this, Henry.
I'm just wondering.
At one point, I kind of convinced myself that was going to be like my thing.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe I'm a scout. Like, first gun round, I was like, guys, don't worry about this.
No, because I watched this tutorial. Like some guy, not a tutorial, excuse me. I have like a frag highlight of some guy on Reddit who was just like he plays like 2,000 hours with a scout. And so he had a really cool reel, of course, of just like ridiculous double doors. You'd like go left and right and constant wall.
In Condition 0, I was a scout main. I just had that flashback to me. Yeah, I was a scout main.
It's so cool, like the mobility just appeals
to me.
I
was really enjoying it, and I was like getting loads of headshots. This is where, like, obviously, the level of competition wasn't quite as high as this. Not quite, but it was there.
It was there.
In Condition 0. I think a game you might not have even played, Alex.
No, I dabbled in Condition 0. No.
It was a different time. It was a strange version of CS. Never really set the world on fire.
No? Could you build like ladders and stuff and build a little base?
No, after this round I'll break down Condition 0 for you in a nutshell.
Because things are going down right now. Valde once again with the first blood. This man is the backbone of North. Truly. Consistency with a little bit of flair on top, a little sprinkle. So they're low, but not out, as they're going to be seeing some pressure applied. MSL with the MP7 starts to apply pressure. Easy, very hesitant, you can see here in the meantime. Kenny S is backed into a corner, an empty magazine, and that will be the end of that one. Condition 0.
So Condition 0, what's the best way to say this? Possibly like the bastard child of Valve.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's a fine thing to say. They say
I think
Game
it
of
is.
Thrones.
You're allowed to say
fine?
Yeah. They say a lot of things in Game of Thrones.
I've been watching that recently as well. I've been got a lot of different things.
Well, we're going to make a Game of Thrones podcast, aren't we? So
I've watched the episodes. Anyway, so it was Condition 0. It was like an idea to kind of bring Counter-Strikes were first-player audience. That was a big thing at the time.
First
Loads of
players.
big, like, single-player, like, so
Oh,
kind
I
of like
see.
single-player games, you know, like, so they could actually experience Counter-Strike, but a story mode. The internet wasn't great those times, and they had a multiplayer version as well, and it just was a horrible idea in both senses. They tried to combine
Like a
two worlds together
Frankenstein
and got
game.
the worst of both worlds. They got
Oh.
they took the worst elements of both games and they kind of smashed them together. It really didn't work out for them. But the thing is, like, I was a Counter-Strike fan. I got told the guy at the shop, oh, the latest version came out today. You should play this one. I was like, oh, cool, man. I came that's my first competitive game. World Condition Zero. That's where I don't think I'd be here today because that's where
Without
I first met my first ever like guy in CZ who was good at CS. Like I thought, this guy's so sick. How's he this strong? And then he went to Source, and I didn't want to play Source. I thought it looked crap.
Sure.
Which it was at the time. And then like he convinced me after a while. He became like top of the enemy down ladder. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Yeah, I used to play
And he
Eagle.
was like, he invited me to come play. And in Source, as he knew I was good at CZ, I said, nah, I don't want to play Source. It's so bad. And I did it anyway. My team folded in CZ. I went and played there. And then we went on to win the first ever Ice Series,
And
the
you were
first
like,
ever Source
holy
tournament ever.
hell.
I was like, this is it. We're beginning it. Then we won like 6 Ice Series in a row. And then we got picked up by Board, and it all
That's
led
it.
here.
Wow, Condition Zero. There you go.
That's where it all
your
began for me.
origin story. I can't
Yeah.
wait for the movie to come out.
Won't be quite as
Henry
epic
G.
as
Origin.
Logan, perhaps, but it will be. It'll be fun.
We can get Johnny Cash track in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Back into the Counter-Strike and a weapon round indeed, so we'll get
So
straight
that wasn't
back
the
on
origin
topic.
story. That was like the wrapping up story. That was his death, Logan.
Yeah, that's true.
In Wolverine
Have you not seen
Origins.
Wolverine Origins?
That
That's
was
a
good. That was
badass
actually,
story,
I liked
actually.
that with him. That was good. Maybe I can have my death film after, I don't know, CSGO finishes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I can direct it. I'm pretty good at After Effects. Anyway, NBK and Body do pick up the frags and are quickly traded right either way. Mixwell fallen. So keep your eyes on where that bomb is going. Up there in the top left, you can see it's starting to navigate towards B, back through T-spawn. Valda in the meantime. Keeping them at bay, you can hear that nade release. That pin sounds so distinct.
Indeed it is. Smokes will be deployed. Bowed up. One of the key players of the defense gets nothing done. AZ, who's been so streaky as of late, does get just one, but that's not going to be enough here, Alex. A-Corp left with one of the biggest clutches of his career, potentially here. Good grenade. Could do damage. Doesn't quite reach it to its destination. The bomb's already made his way back towards A. Maybe he could read this. Maybe he's one step ahead of
Here's
the
a
curve.
step. I mean, Overpass is a bit, like we said, a bit weird. He can hear it. He's on his way.
Has he just baited him
he's
out?
just
He's a
baited him.
200 IQ player.
Kenny S has just gone for...
Oh, he's not taking
What
it
the
there.
hell? This
Acorn
is
might be
so back
sick.
and forth. He's only got 13 seconds. He's going to get a frag.
Acorn
Now
could be
Kenny has to
sick.
plant. 10 seconds. He's going to... Don't give the fight to the AWP. 6
Rush him
seconds.
down now. Rush him down.
Kenny has to plant. This is
Rush.
his chance. Close the gap. And Acor...
Oh, I didn't do anything.
And
What did he do that for?
he's found himself in a bit of a predicament now. And there's going to be an eyes on his line, his cross. Kenny's actually given him a bit of a chance here to close the gap. This is interesting.
His heart must be beating at a mile an hour.
Absolutely, those mile-an-hour heartbeats. A-Court, so many things to check. It's the one corner he's not going to, though. Presents his booty to Kenny, and Kenny takes a bite.
That's a Michael Scott quote, you know.
I love it, Michael Scott. What was the quote?
Oh, my heart's beating like a mile. No, my mind's going like a mile an hour right now when he's thinking really hard.
Yeah,
about stuff.
a mile an hour.
And she goes that fast. Like, Pam says that. So yeah, the A-Corp, good chance there to win the round. Unfortunately, like you said, didn't check the one corner he had to an Apex. Kenny S looks on and says, well, let's click that button.
That would be mine, or if you're Drac and you quick scope him.
Yeah, right. It's a probably reference from last week.
Yeah, you see that? References all over the shop.
Rush B as the French try to make their way through. AZ shuts the door for now, but it's kicked through by Kenny S as Apex will try and do what he can towards short. Valda with the flashbang to push through. This is a desperate play now, and down he goes. He'll be punished for it. 3-on-3. Mixwell patrolling towards the water. A-Call comes in again with AWP. Yet to see him really have any of that particular weapon. Has been doing okay with the rifles. North will find another frag hit. This is quite promising from himself. Give it a 3-man spray down. Absolutely will. Tie things up at double digits here. 10-10. And that was a round where G2 only kept one player alive in the previous round, so their money might be completely destroyed here.
Loving the
Yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of reached into the darkness. I wasn't sure I was going to go
I
with
know,
that.
but you kind of close your eyes and you came
Yeah,
out with
so
door.
maybe
It was
we'll-
good.
if
Kick
he's
down
locked
the
doors, What
door.
does Kenny S have to do? Kick it down.
Kick it down, and now like it's splintered, and
Yeah.
can't find the handle as he's trying to retake. He could go all the way. He could really.
Go through the kitchen window.
Yeah. Oh, looks like the letterbox was a little too wide there. Full door metaphor for a whole round.
Oh, full eco for now. This is the final map of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us. We had a few changes to proceedings with Akel coming in for Mertz. Mert's had a ping issue. That is a bit of an issue sometimes in online CS. I haven't seen a Merc come in all season, though. I think that's
true.
A season, season 7? Season 7 first?
That's very retro, calling it a Merc as well.
Yeah, mercenary.
Mercenary, yeah.
You want a Merc plug in?
Yeah, hey Scrim. Need
Looking
a
for Merc.
Need
high
+1
skill.
Merc. Yeah, oh my god. My
Mid
life.
skill.
That was all I did.
Well, speaking of which,
Mercenary, okay.
here comes Ace. That grenade could cause irreparable damage.
Could be. Acor has now boosting someone else while he holds an AWP. Now that's, of course, just expecting those unarmored opponents, and woof. Goodbye, Kenny.
Woof.
Woof. Who let the dogs out? That's from Now 37. You can get the album now from your local vendor. 27?
Maybe.
Gerby. He's doing fine. Fine work, and this is a round you don't have to worry about. It should just be open and closed case. I used to love those albums. That was my Christmas present
That was my
year.
birthday present every year.
Oh, you got
It's like-
birthday? I got Christmas.
Yeah, because my birthday was in August. That's like just before they came out in the summer. So they'd just be dropped for my birthday. So it's
Perfect.
always like a go-to
Yeah.
present. Like I remember like had Spice Girls, like Bryan Adams.
I had the clean version of Sum 41 Fat Lip,
Okay, nice.
and that was what sparked my
Your rock and roll.
rock and roll entrance. It was some Sum
That's how you got to
41.
Meatloaf and.
Do you remember when CDs were like a bit of a thing? You know, like as in you'd get like the DVD for the music video would come with it if you got the extra one. And
Yeah, like I remember, what was the music video I'm thinking of that I got? I blew my mind that was a thing. I think it's like a Limp Bizkit album I had.
Yeah.
Like you put significant enough into your computer, play the video or something.
That's right.
And then had a bonus track on the end of it as well. If you put your CD player to like track 47, you got a bonus track at the very end. A little Easter egg. There's no
I
internet,
remember
no one
that,
really knew about it.
yes.
Your mates told you. Thank you very much. Smash it, magazine. This is Nico, so we're going to talk about this one. Doesn't that much will be done unless a few frags happen.
Ooh.
Then I'll start to get excited as MBK gets 2. KRB and Acor, they will shut it down. 3 players to survive, no bomb planted. North looking to 2-0 GT today. That'll be really disheartening for the GT guys, especially MBK coming into that role. And you expect teams like this sort of caliber, when they bring new blood in and new league game in, change things. You want that honeymoon period, right? You want to have. That's the whole thing. The philosophy, I think, in an interview GT said, is that they will try and have that honeymoon period and build upon it, you know? And that hasn't really happened on either iteration of GT. I'll let them get to an event first. I'm not going to take too much away from Pro League, but if they lose to North of a stand-in, maybe that will be something.
That would be something, absolutely. I mean, this is where, you know, for me, it's just a question of G2 have zero excuses now. They had very few before, of course, given Copenhagen Games' performance from North and the general kind of confusion surrounding the roster at the moment, but now we have a stand-in, and we've already conceded 1 map. This is really where I'm starting to have a bit higher expectations for the French roster. But still, keep your eyes on the prize. AZ being told lies at the moment. Only said that because it rhymed. Not particularly relevant to the conversation. And now he's going to get the first look. Mixwell down. A second opportunity as well. Damage done, but MBK will level things out. Perfect work once again from the T side. Just keeping that numbers advantage just for a moment. Body. Risky maneuver to try and get that Molotov down. Does force Falder off position, and his teammates are in. It's worked. Risk rewarded. At least gets them some map control, but whether or not they can profit from it is a different question. Nice flash, though, from the G2 boys. Could have been a team flash even, as 2 members of North do fall, and this should be the end of the round. Acor locked out by the Molotov. The bomb will go down without a hitch. And Apex makes Gierby his opponent. Nice shutdown from him.
And it's going to be G2 running away with the round, looking to, they have to take this map, Alex. It can't be a loss.
No excuses.
Against North, who are looking incredibly shaky. They've got a North Academy player and to replace their previous North Academy player.
That's true. Yeah.
So let's take this one home, boys. Come on. This has to be a win.
It's quite a pretty P250.
That is. It's quite nice.
I think maybe I'm saying that just because my textures are so potato.
Yeah.
Maybe I should turn them up. Actually appreciate
The majesty.
the majesty of the skins. That's a nice word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
this
the?
is a maneuver. Oh, okie dokie.
That's right up in the air,
The
didn't it?
nice mega
arc.
high. Yeah, that was quite impressive. He's got a strong arm, has Acor.
Yeah. Arm like a traction engine.
Getting hunted down either way.
We'll see. The money's like an everything. Looks like a full buy available for everyone. So that's good news. North looking to close this one out. We'll lose this round though. The money will be gone, and that could be it. And G2, I'd assume, will run away with it. This round is very telling, indicative as to where the game will go.
Fast Molotov, as always, from Apex. It's the quickest way just to ensure you're not going to be getting pressured from short as you establish some control towards Monster. But instead, saying that, Valda chooses to aggress. Immediately does manage to catch Apex with that flash, but instead choosing to just hold that angle. He's locked in there now. The absence of a smoke means that Apex knows exactly where he is. There's no teammate to help him, and this is going to be... Wow, that was very confusing. I was trying to tell the story. Apex indeed does take down Valdo in the end. His overextension punished as he committed to that corner. And so now G2 starting to group up, start to converge perhaps on that B site. Plenty of time though. They can just do this limbo back and forth and wait for a CT to cross over that line. In fact, it looks like are they calling a full rotate? No, just going to be leaving AZ. There's a lot of pressure on one man. Very little info for the CTs as well. Bit of a gamble here. Sal changing his mind. He's going to be repositioning. And here we go. The action starting to unfold. AZ, first test, passes with flying colours. The second, not so much. It's going to be Mixwell. Takes the frag and now body on the advance. Perfect work from him. He's going to continue this aggression, you would imagine. Just checking every corner, every possibility. The CTs are nowhere near. Kierby's attempting to get this repositioning monster player, and it's damage done, but there's an AWP in the hands of Kenny, and you know how that story ends. Kierby falls, and just Acor. Now let's see, how strong is his smoking arm today?
We'll have a look. Smoke in his back pocket available. Acor with last to survive again, and G2 look like they're getting to their stride now in terms of closing this game out, as the money will be in a very difficult position. Acor has got the AWP. As you can see, money not great. They'll get $1,900 into the next round. If they save the AWP, he could drop an M4. AZ will have enough to buy. They could force it, but I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be the correct call. We'll see.
I really do think there are some cool, really cool player profile stories that have yet to be done. Like for the Valve, you know, those Valve stories, documentaries where you learn a little bit more about the character, the person behind the mouse and keyboard. I think there are some players. I think Mixwell is an interesting one just because of his getting scouted at ESL Expo Barcelona, playing for a team of relatively unknown...
We were that.
Yeah, we were there. It was like Kairi and some other Spanish players who actually made an impact, and he finds himself going to North America. Now he finds himself
as well.
Lowell, exactly. Yeah. Like, that's a cool story in itself, I think.
Well, it's going to show you those events we did in Budapest recently, the V4 one, where I played teams from Hungary and everything like that. Those events are important to get those, those big names out there, and well, not big names, there's new names out there that can become future stars. Just give them a platform just to play on. Like,
I need a Stewie 2K profile as well, because his journey is actually very interesting. He's done a couple of twit longers where you learn about his kind of parents' objection to Counter-Strike and stuff like that. It's very interesting. Now he's into SK Gaming. Yep. It was like a year and a half ago. He was playing Pugs on ESEA with Shroud. You know, like wow, there's lots of cool stories to tell.
Well, this will be one itself if North can win this particular round. Acor with the AWP needs to step up there. He is replacing Mertz. North Academy, I assume they got the entire of the North Academy on the roster page just for this particular situation. As we get into a 5-on-5, he hasn't found a frag just yet. No damage inflicted on either side. Looks like G2 will be positioning themselves towards middle and long. Mixwell, AK-47 of course, as he heads towards mid. MBK looking towards the side. Anyone jumping up behind the front side there.
12 to 12, however, feels like an imminent 13. Henry has already addressed such a limited arsenal from North. The only advantage they have is numbers, and admittedly, they are in the right place, at least for now. Looks like the time's going to force G2's hand. They are going to be committing towards B. So North, step one, they're in the right place. Acor is 2. This is an important shot. He has to hit it, and Kenny's so quick on the wide peak. Steps across, and in the meantime, Mixwell's doing some team damage. Body's gone down, and you know what? 12 seconds left. If Kierby just goes for some sweet ninja USP quickly plays, that's a start. Gets himself an AK with that USP. 2 more to find. And he's just a little too hesitant now, enables him to just find it some degree of a crossfire and trading potential, but no, NBK
against him out. Now the arm is not a factor. This is all down to just going for the full defuse potentially, something like that. And I think the bomb's a little bit too far gone. If he had a kit, I'd maybe start believing here. Kenny will want to check it, knowing that he was safe either way. There was no 10-second defuse available there. So that's absolutely fine. And will be Kenny getting the round, 13 to 12. That was the eco from North. They'll have guns again, but they have lost their lead. As we get into round number 26, all the rounds. G2 still not looking as convincing as I'd like. Against North with Acor playing, and AZ on 12 kills as well. It's not like they're playing an amazing game. Fair play to Kierby, 26 kills there on that side. If you're just joining us, it was actually North that won the first map with their full roster, with Mertz playing on Mirage.
They are putting up a fight, though. I mean, Acor, he has not been slacking. Double digits for him now. He arrived in the 5th. We find ourselves in the 26th now, so time has passed. But keeping his neck and neck. Acor, opportunity to get a frag towards Party, and there it is, straight through the smoke. Goodbye, NBK.
We'll take that all day long.
but this is going to be a stream of players now charging in, and Valda's going to get caught with a flashbang in his hands. AZ, though, looking to pull his socks up, just the double. But that is going to be enough just to delay and waylay this attack. The bomb yet to go down, and now MSL expecting this aggression and will meet it with force. Apex gone.
Still anyone's game, this one, Alex. Body left in the 3 versus 1. He has a minute to work with here. It's going to take some absolute blunders from the CT side for him to have a chance in this one. He's just going to see if anyone's flanking around towards T-spawn. Drop a molly and see whether
Friday night?
see whether that's not what I meant. And he'll be going back down to long, see if that provokes any sort of reaction. And it's going to be 50 seconds remaining. Flash through potentially. Yeah, not even that. It's going to be trying to suggest the fact that you're thinking your smoke is a force, but I might not walk through it, and I will indeed. It's going to be Body now in the 2 versus 1 against Acor, the inexperienced player, jumping up towards heaven.
I do
Doesn't
like
give
that
too much
angle.
away.
That's real safe. Very safe, but still provides the necessary information should he cross to that site. However, he's going for this very smart approach from Body. Oh, he gets spotted by Acor, and now he's in a bit of a predicament. Acor will succeed. I mean, that's a round from Acor. Closes it and starts it. Perhaps not in chronological order.
Well, Kenny has 9 kills. I was about to say it's going to be an eco, but it doesn't maybe suggest that. Apex with the 5k there, so they can probably buy. They'll take a timeout just to kind of distribute that wealth. This is still anyone's game. Overtime actually on the cards here, actually. Alex, trust me, you'll get used to this. Overtime does happen pretty much every time I cast. So,
so it's like the kind of thing
yeah,
you bring?
You kind of have to you have to get used to it.
Like people ask, like, so what do you bring to the broadcast? And you go, well,
Game,
overtime.
Every
It's kind
single
of
time
my
I
thing.
cast, it is overtime.
Really good at it. Yeah, well, you know, it brings a bit of extra excitement, especially for Acor. His evening's definitely taken a nice turnaround where he gets a chance to try and beat out G2, a team, of course, North Academy. I do like this Academy project, kind of the increasing amount of North Academy project, or Academy projects, excuse me. Fnatic are doing it, North are doing it. And there are some other organizations that are at least flirting with the idea in different games. More and more of this, just because it just increases the talent pool, at least the visible talent pool.
Oh, they force ball. G2 are all in.
Yeah, Kenny had the dollar.
Here we go.
From 9,000 to 350. He's definitely been shopping for this round. And let's have a look. Apex is doing some signature Apex aggression. He's already smoked the molly out, enabled him to get here fast. It's quite the announcement when you do extinguish that Molotov, though. It's not like you're taking them by surprise by appearing. And he's been given an interesting responsibility here. He has to show his face at B. The noise will only keep them there for so long. He has to be able to show himself a frag, the dream scenario. And that's not going to happen. Instead, AZ's going to be bringing the nightmare. Now, the entirety of this T side are distributing themselves towards long, and Acor. Another challenge, Kenny versus Acor. The flash is good, and Kirby does take the AWP out, and there's Acor with a swift flick. NBK starting to meet his nemesis in the form of Acor.
Yeah, this is looking like a very promising round now. AZ low HP, but he's already found his frag. 4 on 2, Mixwell on Body, and for Khalil, and the AWP. Mixwell will have the AWP and see whether he can show us some of that former grainness with the weapon. 12 kills to his name only so far. It's not like he's the addition that's going to be like your new superstar, is he? He's just going to be filling the role. To replace Shoxy, though, is that the right player to do it? I'm still not convinced by that.
I'm one of the few, actually, that thought I thought Mixwell joining us, assuming he can communicate in French. As
That's
a player,
the thing, like, he brings less firepower. He can't speak the language as far as he can speak some French.
Yeah, but I'm not going, where do you go shopping elsewhere? Valda's going to close the round out for 14, but when you think about, I think the French talent pool at this point in time is just so recycled. Why not reach out elsewhere? Like, even, basically, if you've done the NV and G2 mashup 6 times, and then you just be like, oh, you're pointing at the screen.
They've got no money. They're looking at the barrel at match point.
Yeah, we'll
they
come back
lose
to this conversation.
North
Wow.
of a standard.
This could be.
That's really like in terms of the morale of the project. It's like, hey guys, I know we spent all that money getting this player and everything like that, but we just lost to North and their stand-in from the academy team. It's not gone well. 2-0.
I will say time though. I will use that word, that buzzword we use on guests as excuses. But yes,
this particular scenario where North are like just crashing out.
What do you say in TeamSpeak after that? You just kind of go, all right, not good, guys.
That hasn't gone well. But you do learn the most from your defeats.
Absolutely. This will be a very, very valuable demo for NBK.
I'm not sure what I'm on this, but we'll see whether.
Let me have that one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like this is probably like we just played against North Academies. North Academy standard. I don't think we're going to learn that much from this one.
Do absolutely.
Like,
well, your own faults at least.
Yeah,
what was
that's right.
going
I'm only teasing.
wrong, bully. Still, 65 seconds thrust onto the clock, and Kirby. Actually, they're under a bit of scrutiny here. Look, fortunately, Valda's going to save it with another nade from Conan O'Brien.
Conan, not even Kobe O'Brien.
No, actually Conan.
Yeah,
Conan showed up.
Like, he loves grenades. Like, so,
It was like interviewing, flopping his hair around, throwing nades.
he likes gaming as well, that guy.
Yeah, I saw him did some paper promo for a couple of games.
Potentially the last round. I said that
My
bated breath.
goodness, yeah. Hold your breath, because Apex has been quiet these last 3 rounds. That 27 has not flinched in the last 3. Needs to be back top form. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more aggression from them, but it does get even more intimidating when you are staring down the barrel of 15. This one shape up though. Nice work from AZ. That's a step in the right direction. 4 more steps and they're across the finish line.
Coming around Chicago now, and seeing what is available to them as we're getting close to the finish line. AK-47 in hand, good boost coming in. Apex has gone down. The talisman of G2 so far, been providing numbers all evening, but no map victories. This is North, Alex. I'm going to say it one more time in the last round. North with an Academy stand-in up against G2, a new look G2 who have had, you say time, they've had about a month now to kind of get things together and get these tactics down. Overpass the map they should be good at this point. And Kiabi starting to hammer in those final nails in the coffin. A-Core with his first showing on the scene right now. Good performance from him with the AWP. It's not like Kenny S has really shut him down or anything like that. I can't really recall any big Kenny S moments. 5 on 3 round, not done just yet. Maybe getting a bit ahead of myself here. But here we go. 45 seconds remaining. They are coordinating themselves towards middle. Shadow spotted there, I think, by Kiabi. We'll have a look. Smokes will come in. He's going to try and bait his teammate here on the trash can. So, with one of the killing blows here, this looks like it might be it, Alex. Kiabi seems to think so. 4 versus 1. It's all gone P-Tong. G2 have lost 2-0 to North tonight, and even worse, the second map they didn't have the full squad. This is an absolute nightmare, and one they'll soon to forget, I guess. This has not gone well for G2 this evening.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Imagination at 2-0, I'm not even getting a single point, not even taking it to overtime. Nothing to show for your efforts today and against a hindered opponent. I mean, that was, yeah, we're both kind of a bit floofy today, aren't we?
Well, there we go. What an evening it's been.
It has. Right, well, you can go ahead and take 5. I'm going to go ahead and talk to my boys.
Evening, that's all right. It's the end.
All right, take the whole evening if you want.
See you later.
You saboteur. See you in a bit. All right, I'm going to talk to these gentlemen. Hiya.
Do you see this perplexed look on my face?
Yeah, you do look perplexed.
Let's throw the script out the window because North, with a stand-in, can still beat G2. What's happening?
Can I do that? That look like fun. Can I try it?
Yeah, well, it's a big mess now.
Let me just find a note
the stage manager is looking at me like, I hate you.
Okay, that's everything I need. Okay. Throw the script out the window.
You like that one? You can have that gag for the
actually.
future.
That was better.
You can have that gag for the future.
That was really better. You need more paper.
I'm getting paper. That's a throwback.
And this is what happens when he's perplexed. Yanko, fortunately, will bring us back into the realms of the real. Talk to us, about how G2 just threw away a 9-6 lead.
Yeah, I think for them it was in the second half, despite not having a good start, it's still like you need to find a way to close it out. I guess for North, having to play with a stand-in, the fact that they did even get, 6 rounds on the T side, you maybe would think that's going to be a problem. Guys just like literally just come in here and we're going to throw some nades and we need to do this one thing and so forth. So for G2, I feel again it was the problem of not getting, not even a good start, just not having a terrible start. There was 6-1 down in the second half. At that point, it's a 13-13 game, pretty much, or 13-10 game, so you need to start bouncing back. They did almost, but not enough to close things out. Mixwell not really having a great game himself towards the end in that second half on the T side.
Yeah, and we were having that conversation as well, talking to Henry about the word time and how it's often we use it as a way to kind of just justify when a roster makes changes and their absence of results.
Alex.
There has been 4 weeks.
I don't even know if it's time anymore. It's just everyone's a mess.
Like
teams have time, more time, less time. Results don't make sense. Teams just come over one day, they play horrible. Next day, they look great. I mean, AGO beating Astralis, who have been beating everyone in the past 3 or 4 weeks or so, right? So I don't know. I guess it's like with online games, it comes down to different amounts of preparation, right? Some teams are occupied with getting better, while other teams are just worrying about maybe winning that one game in case of AGO, right? But for G2 in this particular scenario, they were like in real trouble when it comes to the standings and their points, and they were really needed a win here, at least one, and they come out empty-handed.
It was their chance. It was a good shot, especially as A-Core joins the server.
Sure.
I do just want to, before we continue our post-match, quickly remind you, if you are about to hit that big red X, hold fire, because there is more to come. Indeed, we do have North America coming up as well. You have Ghost Gaming versus Team Liquid coming up. We have Complexity versus Renegades, and you get to see Splice in action versus SK.
And Stewie 2K, don't forget that one, Alex.
Oh,
that's a big one.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening this evening.
Oh, I actually kind of want to stay up. What time is that?
No,
That's late, isn't it?
no,
That's
you
mad
should
late.
get your sleep because we got another big day of European Counter-Strike tomorrow. That's what we have the other people to do.
Yeah, there'll be a
the
vibe.
night shift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're Jason Moses at all, you do both. You'll be seeing more from him. Do not
He
fear.
loves Counter-Strike,
The
Jason
dulcet
does.
tones of Jason Moses O'Toole will be filling your ears in just a moment's time. They're all just sitting backstage. But before we get the NA cronies on, we're going to just wrap this one up and wrap up our day. Yanko, if I force you to choose a game from this evening that was worth watching again, what would you say?
You really had to phrase it that way.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Navi North, perhaps. I don't
Worth
know.
watching again. You mean Navi NIP? Yeah, I think, yeah, if you're an NIP fan, rewatch that one because it was pretty straightforward for NIP in both of those games. If you're a fan of results not making sense, you can watch the opening map of the day and we just smashing phase, or both of the last games with North winning games.
I like that. You covered all the bases. Now, a B-Stream update, Chad. I heard you've got some the inside scoop of how the secondary stream played out.
Yeah, it's right here on the screen for everybody playing at home. We had a couple of overtime games. LDLC and Heroic still doing battle right now. So if you're on live.proleague.com, just click that little button on the left-hand side to take you to the B stream and watch those boys going head-to-head.
Talking of B,
To
why did
be
I
or
do
not
that?
to
I had
be.
nothing to say. I was going to
That
say,
is-
talking of B here tomorrow was what I was going to go for. That's right, we are coming back tomorrow. Europe is back in action here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk at the Intel Esports Arena. All of that good stuff. We're going to be hanging out here. But North America's coming up, so guys, we will love you and leave you. And we see you tomorrow for more European Counter-Strike. But now we fade away, and North Americans take it away.